Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. It's bloody freezing here. I'm terribly sorry for that. It's bloody freezing in here. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we were having, like, ice storms. I mean, literally, it was like, what's that? What's that about? Then it was unbelievably hot, and now it's got chilly again. I don't know what to tell you. I don't tell you. Listen, I don't think you came in for the weather report. You came in for the Doctor Who report, and oh boy, as always, is glorious. So, never estimate Chris Chibnall. Okay? Never, ever, ever underestimate Chris Chibnall. He's got an interview with Doctor Who magazine coming out. His, exit interview as he leaves Doctor Who, from the turgid mess that he made it into. He leaves, he walks away, and so, maybe he's throwing a bone to Doctor Who magazine because he really hasn't been that great to them, right? He really hasn't given them any exclusives, hasn't really supported them, although they supported him a lot, right? They supported him, repeatedly and a lot. No, it wasn't reciprocated in any way, shape, or form, because he's given, seems to be pretty much what will be a similar interview to Radio Times about, 2 weeks before it comes out, Doctor Who magazine. I mean, really? I mean, is this intentional, right? Is it intentional? I mean, you look at the mess the world's in today, you have to ask, what are we intentionally there? I mean, there are people out there going, this is an intentional desire to get rid of the middle class and, make a permanent class of renters, right? Could be, who knows? I mean, because so much has gone wrong so quickly, it seems reasonable that might be deliberate. Is it deliberate here with Chris Chibnall? I don't know. Listen, I think kind of like Biden, I veer more towards massive incompetency, right? Than actual evil. But we're going to hear from him in his own words. So snippets of this interview did the rounds in the press yesterday. I haven't actually read the interview. You know how much I love you? You know how much I love you. I actually spent money. I spent money to buy a digital copy of this issue of Radio Times so we could read this together. We're going to read this together. Read with Rabbi, and we might take the piss. I mean, when I say might, we are going to do that a lot. Okay? If you're somebody who's offended by that, this video might not be for you, right? Might not be for you. If you are hate watching, however, you're gonna want to subscribe because you're not gonna want to miss this, right? I say terrible things all the time, right? All the time, for example, I think that if you're a little boy, a 6-year-old boy, and you have a penis, as little boys often do, and you feel inside you're actually a little girl. I don't think it's a good idea for that little boy to have his penis surgically removed. I think that's a bad idea. I think he should hold out and see how he feels when he's 18. Right? That's just my wacky point of view, right? So, I have opinions like that all the time. You're not going to want to miss any. And I say terrible things like that a lot. Like, I believe in God. Oh, yeah. And a Old Testament version of it. Yeah, I do. I know. You're not going to want to miss any. Not going to want to miss any of those. So subscribe, baby. Hit the subscribe button. If you're Rumble, hit the Rumble button, baby. It's going to make you feel good. It's actually not. It's really disappointing. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, man. YouTube are being bitches. So the way they throttle your channel is you see by your monthly subscriber rate. And now it was really weird. Like a month ago, it doubled to what it was. I was like, wow, look at that. They must not be noticing me. Now it's like about a third of what it is. So if you're subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. They will unsubscribe you all the bloody. And I know it sounds stupid. You say something like YouTube wants to censor me. Oh no, YouTube wants to censor my content. It doesn't want my message, my important message to get out. Really, Tzvi, what's your important message? That Doctor Who isn't very good. It seems strange that a multinational billion-dollar corporation would use their entire might to suppress that message, but they are using their entire might to suppress that message. They're at least, look, thank you very much that they haven't curtailed it altogether. That's very nice. So like, share, subscribe, especially if you hate it. Like, share, subscribe. That's going to be awesome. Comment. We're going to have a lot to comment about. Join me on Substack. I have it's an email newsletter. It's like, there's not really much more to say. Email newsletter. I give out stuff on my email newsletter. So sign up for it, the free one. If you like what I do, and you want to throw me a couple of bucks, sign up to my site, my paid one. I give stuff out on that too as well. But I give nicer stuff out on that too. I've got this really nice Doctor Who piece of art that I'm in the middle of doing, that's going out on my paid Substack. So like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, covered everything. Also covered in everything is Chris Chibnall, although covered in doo-doo. So I remember back, I've been saying this for a while, actually. Back in the... by the way, my goal with this video is I want to try and make a shorter video, right? I mean, this has been an ongoing thing. I've been trying to make shorter videos. They've been getting longer and longer. My goal is half an hour, right? Half an hour. Let's see how I do. I wouldn't hold your breath, mate. I wouldn't hold your breath. I was thinking of actually getting the trailer for Redacted, the new additional Doctor Who podcast. But how long are these episodes going to be, you wonder? There's a 10-part story. It's starting on same day on Legend of the Sea Devils Day, and it's really bad. It's really bad. I think I'm going to go over that in my live stream. That'll be on Thursday night. So go check that out. As I said, like, share, subscribe, comment. But it's so bad. Everything about this is so bad. And here's a really weird thing. That, like, when really the world's on fire. The world is a mess. I know I predicted it. I know I told you it was going to happen, right? It's still reasonably disturbing for me too, right? When they keep saying things like, oh, world famine. Really? When's the last time you heard the words world famine? I'm over 50. I've never really heard anybody say that. Inevitable. What? How's that? No, you're all gonna die. What? No, okay. Really creepy. And this is a really creepy aside. In China, they got this lockdown right now, where apparently you can't leave even for food, and people are starving to death, like literally starving to death. And so they're opening the windows and screaming in unit. There's video of this on, like, I don't know, whatever social media put it on. Open the windows, multiple videos, so I don't think it's fake. Of people opening their windows and screaming because it's the only protest they have. And then you have these drones flying around saying in this like a rather attractive Chinese voice, "Please control your soul's desire for freedom. Do not open your windows and scream. Do not open your windows and sing." Which is what they're doing. They're just starving to death. Okay. So, it could be coming to us. But anyway, my point is this. What do you do when you really screw up? What do you do when you really screw up? I remember one time I was in Publix when I lived in Miami. That was a local grocery store. There was Miami's have lots of elderly people there. And one elderly gentleman who was, obviously confused, had soiled himself quite a lot. Really quite a lot. Quite noticeably as well. So that's kind of the situation that I think Chris Chibnall was in, maybe after season 11, definitely after season 12, right? Definitely after season 12. Just an utter disaster. And season 13 has been an even great. I mean, if you're judging in terms of ratings, an utter disaster. And they've given themselves this get out of jail free clause where they say, "Oh no, people consume media very differently nowadays." Really? Maybe they just don't consume it because the media you're giving them is shit. Maybe that could be. So that's, but still, even with that, they can't really explain how badly it's done, right? So what they do when they're metaphorically covered in their own doo-doo is just say, "Oh, that worked out well. We're the best ever. We're doing a great job. We're doing such a good freaking job. Oh my God." Which is essentially what this article is. So let's have a look about how he's screwing over Doctor Who magazine. And also, John Bishop as well, by looking at him, got him in this foofy little outfit there. I don't really understand. A swashbuckling swan song. Look, they're really selling this hard as being fun. Dude, you're going up against Britain's Got Talent and it's starring Jodie Whittaker. Really? I mean, like, anti-Viagra for ratings. after 3 action-packed series. Okay. No. I'm doing deep dive reviews of the best of Jodie, which is non-existent. I just did the Demons of the Punjab. Oh, God. Nothing is action-packed in season 11, right? Nothing is action-packed. It kind of reminds me of the Web of Caves sketch from... what's it called again? From... where was it? Where were Caves from Doctor Who Night? Doctor Who. It was Mark Gatiss and David Walliams. Mark Gatiss playing a great doctor, right? He had a great doctory outfit, and David Walliams is a generic villain, right? And said, we're going to burn away the city. Like, just being crap, right? Just being crap. That's kind of the villains we got in season 11, right? So I would swash, but the action pack, no. I will give you that season 12 had a lot more action in it. Like, they really, look, here's the weird thing. They did their best, right? This unwatchable garbage is actually their best. Nebuch, poor people. Nebuch is a Jewish word. It is what it sounds like. Somebody's Nebuch, they're like, I can't really do that. There you go, Chris Chibnall, not Nebuch. It's, so season 12 was season 13 Flux. Yes, that didn't make any bloody sense, but certainly action-packed. And they just kind of forgot about everything as well. In the trailer for Redacted, Jodie Whittaker saying, I thought big world-ending event crisis is coming. Last time she said something was that the universe was ending. It didn't, right? And most of the time she says it's bad. It isn't. Most of the time she says anything. She's wrong. And it's not like I'm the one writing this, okay? They're the ones deciding to make her useless, okay? Right, after 3 action-packed series. 2! Well, 1.5, really. Showrunner Chris Chibnall's about to hand back the keys to the TARDIS. They love that joke. I'll hand back the keys to the TARDIS. We know it's not real, okay? But will he miss it? Oh, let me tell you, we won't miss him. The RT interview by Robin Parker. Robin Parker screwing over Doctor Who magazine once again, as they are apt to do. Okay, that seems to be their go-to. Oh yeah, you happy there, Mr. Chibnall? No, this is a picture from a few years earlier. Oh, this is gonna be so good. We're gonna allow little girls to be stunning and brave. We're gonna help the marginalised people. Everyone's gonna love me because they're gonna see how virtuous I am. Didn't work out that way, did it, mate? Didn't work out that way. Haven't seen a smile on that face since Woman Who Felt Worth there, have we? Fine. Nobody in TV cuts a more relaxed figure than D-Mob happy Doctor Who showrunner. I mean, I don't know, really. I mean, listen, it's a lot of work, but let's just be clear. It's a lot of work, but he's done less than any other Doctor Who showrunner, right? Really? I mean, in terms of workload, in terms of destroying Doctor Who, I think he's done quite a bit more, actually, quite frankly. The heavy toll of years spent configuring the galaxy spinning imagination is spent configuring their galaxy-spinning imagination with the hard reality of budgets and maintaining their role as custodian of secrets in the face of teaser-hungry fans. Oh, no, Chibnall's solution in the face of teaser-hungry fans is make the show unwatchable garbage so they don't have so many teaser. Oh, we don't care. Hey, nobody tell anybody what we're doing. We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. Really? My work here is done. Well done there, Chibs. And maintaining their role as custodian secrets of the teaser-hungry fan dissipates as they hit the home straight. Oh, please, just hit it and go. As Chris Chibnall prepares for his swan song, songs of specials to air, one this week and another one late this year to mark the BBC's 100th anniversary. No better TV show could mark the current BBC, the centenary of BBC. Maybe they should do a few episodes of Top Gear as well, show how totally useless they become. Throw a bit of EastEnders, listen, everybody likes a trans lesbian adventure, and nothing says East End of London than trans lesbian adventures, right? So as we He has more reason than most to celebrate. Yes. Producing the behemoths during the pandemic nearly curtailed Jodie Whittaker's 3 years and out plan. This is a lie. I think it's a lie. I remember saying he had a 5-year plan. And I think it would have been 3 years with Whittaker and another couple of years with somebody else. But I think it was a 5-year plan. We made Doctor Who and told during the past 2 years is a miracle, and it's amazing. It was the best 2 years they've done, and it was still unwatchable garbage, right? It was still shit. And it's Chibnall patting himself on the back, saying, "Oh, I'm so good." Honestly, his ilk of person, they are so wrapped up in feeling good about themselves, right? That the narcissism is just breathtaking. I saw this clip with Jon Stewart. I used to love Jon Stewart, right? He seemed like an intelligent, a decent person, and he had. He had these people on his show, this new Apple show, The Problem, to talk about how bad white people were, and he had one person on there. Now he won't allow anybody to go on the show who's who's erudite, intelligent, educated, and has a different opinion, right? He won't put like a Candace Owen, Stephen Crowder, anybody like that on. But so he had on, generally speaking, a very a left wing person, somebody who absolutely hated Trump. And they were talking about racism in America, and the guy and this one guy was like saying, I don't think America's an intrinsically racist country. I think it's a very anti-racist country. I think it's a non-racist country, and he was just like laughed at by these like people, and the reason they laughed at is because they need to feel good about themselves. So they worked up this whole thing with race that they're super virtuous because they will accept the sins of the fathers, whereas normal white people, they're just not strong enough to do it, right? So they just virtue. It's like, oh, I feel virtuous because I'm better than most people. Oh, I'm virtuous because I'm so good, I'm so kind. Oh, I'm so loving. And that's everything. They just need to feel good about themselves. Why do they need to feel good about themselves? Now, I'm going to float out a theory. I think this is a natural result of the decoupling of shared religious values from society. Now, I understand some of those religious values weren't the best, let's say. Some of those religious values allow stuff that allow for quite a bit of intolerance and hatred, right? Yes, and I don't think that was actually a fair representation of religion. But we had these Judeo-Christian values, right? And now we wholesalely reject them on a societal level. I think people are lacking meaning in their life, like desperately lacking meaning. It's like same-sex marriage, right? I don't understand why same-sex marriage will cause the world to fall apart, which it did. I mean, honestly, 7 years ago, you say to somebody, listen, same-sex marriage is going to result with women with big penises winning, which was fair, right? Winning like all the sporting events, and women without penises not getting a look in at all. They'll be like, you're crazy. They said that in 2019, late 2019. Right. It calls reality to fall apart. So why is a rejection of all religious values? Why does that why does that ultimately result in people experience a crushing lack of meaning? I don't say you can go and help in the soup kitchen. You can go and do any number of virtuous things without believing in God, right? But I just think without that that structure, you're not, on a societal level. You that's something that you won't aspire to. And I think without that aspiration, you have deeply empty people, deeply searching for meaning, which I think is one of the many elements in the perfect storm that has developed the world that we live in today. 3 years now. Admits Chibnall, far less a public face of the programme than his predecessors, Russell David, Stephen Moffat. Well, he wasn't he? Right up until season 11 aired, right? And then, funnily enough, they just vanished. Just completely vanished. I think he thought Rosa was going to be also. And yeah, nobody was saying anything bad about Rosa, but by the time you got to Sarunga conundrum, or you weren't allowed to say it on social media, right? Although that speech was being suppressed, I think like freaked him out, and it really just went very badly. By the time they got to the end of the season, people were like, even the people who wanted to, like the apologists, were like, and then it looked promising at season 12. They brought the master back, great production values, loved the blowing up plane. I thought Sacha Dhawan's performance of him was weird. Don't think it was really the character, but I loved his enthusiasm, right? And that, which I wasn't getting from anybody else. But still, by the end of the season, it was even more hated than before, wasn't it? Timeless Children really, really upset a lot of people. Fine. So there was a point around April, May 2020. So that would be just after they announced Time Lord victorious, right? And they announced it, and everyone was going, "Oh look, no Jodie, no Jodie. I wonder why that is. Must be doing badly. No Jodie." And it was like, oh, why do I need this crap, right? Speaking of, why do I need this crap? That could have been the tagline for Time Lord victorious. Why do I need this crap? You don't. It's garbage. Man, I'm 21 minutes in. I'm in the first paragraph. First column. Third paragraph. Okay, that's not so bad. No, it actually is. Where it looked like, we have to call it a day after 2 theories. What, you couldn't do an animated version? You could, no, I can't do it. If you ever read his production notes, which he has a lot less of than Russell Lee Davies, they're so boring. It's like a Janet and John book. And then we went up the path. And then we opened the door. And then we walked inside the house. And that's really how it reads. He's such an awful storyteller. Which is a bit of a drawback for a writer, I think. If he hadn't already planned to leave after Theory 3, there's no way I'll be staying on after going through that experience. Again, nobody wants to hear about your life being crap, mate, because it's not. You've been paid a fortune to do what was essentially a dream job, and you failed horribly at it. You're given complete control. Looking back at the time and space hopping adventure, he said he is flabbergasted at the team's effort to tell a story of scale. Listen, I mean, hats off to him there. The biggest problems of Doctor Who Flux was not production value. That they were pretty darn impressive. I like the new Sontarans. I think they're far better than the Russell Lee Davies Sontarans. I like the production design in general. I think a lot of it's very, very strong. I love the Cybermen, but it's the story and the casting. Whittaker and Amanda, like they're unbelievably bad, right? Unbelievably bad. This being Doctor Who, of course, there was no let-up and a planned final trio of epic specials culminating in the Doctor's regeneration also nearly fell at the first fence. Oh, God, yes. That would have been hilarious. Right, that would have been, really, that would have been so funny. With the production and budget pressures forcing Chibnall to pare down even the Daleks was aired on New Year's Day. So this is interesting. This is not what they planned. We had to ditch our original idea and had to write a new script in just over a week. Well, they did he did write that alone. Also, they wrote Legend of the Sea Devils in 3 days. Man, I it sounds like it's going to be awful, but oftentimes when you have like real strong pressures on you, it actually works out good. I think we can see that about Doctor Who Flux, right? It was, again, if you haven't seen it, it's garbage. Don't bother watching it. But it looks very nice, and it moves along at a good, at a decent at a decent clip, right? Moves at a decent pace, and there's a few episodes that it kind of looks like Doctor Who if you squint and you've never seen it before, But I think the pressure of making it made it better, right? I think unlimited budgets makes things boring, right? I really, really do. He reveals, come back. You can't just go. Right, we got the specials and we'll do the specials. You're constantly on this treadmill. Look, mate, everybody's constantly on a treadmill at work, right? Most people get paid a lot less than you do. Most people have a lot less privilege than you do. So maybe stop whining about it. It's a treadmill that he'll miss the least. It's the treadmill that he'll miss the least. They don't tell us anything about the special, the one he had to his original idea, right? I think he's throwing out a thread from Big Finish, right? He's like, I got the script ready. Just give me a call. Oh, you can make. Oh, okay. That's Big Finish's best bet to try and introduce Jodie into their range, which I think will probably hurt them in the long run. I really genuinely do. Will it? So I don't know. I mean, I doubt it. But that's their best bit, right? The best bet. Oh, do it as one of the lost stories, right? They might be in luck with that. Simultaneously writing, filming, in post-production on multiple episodes. Well, listen. If you wrote this episode in a week, right? I hate to tell you this, mate. You have, what was it, 8 episodes, right? Lockdown went on for longer than 8 weeks. You should have been able to knock them all out. You should have been able to lockdown was a lot longer than that. You should have had them a lot more time, and they should have been a lot more polished with a lot less plot holes. It's why Blade Runner is such a big movie. Why is Blade Runner so huge in sci-fi-dom? It's because it was made during a writer's strike in Hollywood, so everything got put on hold. So the art department, they just kept making the models. They kept putting more and more work into them, and they look gorgeous. It really is incredible bit of world building, all because of that. But like the more time we spent, that's what the script should have been, and they were unwatchable garbage. Unfortunately, looked very pretty in a lot of times, and also had a good bit of casting. I liked the guy who played what's the name of the main villain? They dispatched Swarm. I like the guy who played Swarm. I liked his the product design, but production design, nothing about it made any bloody sense. So, as apparently in the next season, when he pressed Moffat on how he managed to juggle his work on Who and Sherlock, Moffat said he didn't know, but somehow Who took up all the time. Yeah, I mean, look at the volume of product people have put out, right? A volume of work they put out, and compare it to yours, Chibnall, right? I mean, Rosalie Day was doing 3 bloody series at once. We had 2 massive juggernauts, Doctor Who and Sherlock, like just 2 massive juggernauts going on at the same time, and seemed to be fine, right? And didn't see the quality implode. I mean, until Piers Wenger and the common purpose morons showed up. Stephen told me, I miss the work, but I don't miss the workload. Oh, it's a funny card, that one. Heading East says, Dan, John Bishop, Yaz Mandrick and Jodie Whittaker land in 19th century China. They decide to dress appropriately and soon encounter an old foe, the Sea Devil. Really, that's it? That's not such a revelation. I get it. That's just, this outfit's awful. So's that outfit. Well, so's that Doctor as well. I mean, it really is awful. It's so not her look. It needed rainbow cuffs or something. You need the rainbow motif somewhere, right? Totally missing. Where did it go? Where am I? So where was the last thing? I don't miss. I miss the work, not the workload. That's where I'm heading towards. Listen, mate, I don't think you're gonna have any problem missing a workload in future, right? I think it might be a lot less, right? I think it might be a lot less now. Although, again, nothing makes sense. I mean, they're still making Star Trek, aren't they? Star Trek because nobody's watching it. Literally no one's watching this crap. Chibnall, now 52, wrote 5 episodes under Davis and Moffat before becoming showrunner and lead writer on the Torchwood spin-off for its first 2 series from 2006. I thought it was the second series, not the first series, which I liked. I liked the second series of Torchwood better than the first series. I think, fine, I'm putting the heat on. Too bloody cold. I'm too bloody cold. Now I'm going to be too bloody hot in a few minutes. You wait and see. You wait and see. There's no pleasing me. Actually, sex and drugs normally do the trick. I'm normally quite pleased at that. Yeah, don't do drugs because it's bad for you. No matter how awesome they may be. No, no, really don't. Really. Joke. You know what I used to do when my kids were young? So when you're religious, you have like a Friday night meal and a Saturday day lunch meal, like a Thanksgiving every week. So oftentimes you have friends over and guests over. I'll do things like in front of the guests. It was so funny. Well, I thought it was funny. I said, "Okay, kids, if you behave tonight," and they're all little at the time. If you behave, I'm going to tell you which one is adopted. Yeah, I used to do a thing where they said, "Yeah, this is where babies come from." I used to get the kids to say, "When they're little and they're cute," they're like, first we sprinkle the magic dust that calls the fairy that flies all the way from the South Pole and gets the stork to come and visit the mummy, and then you have sex with it." I can't remember how I got into that, but okay. We just gone past half hour. Not even close. I'm sorry. I'm looking back at the text here. I have no clue how I got to that, but I'm quite glad I did. Chibnall, now 52, wrote 5 episodes before. Torchwood, fine. Did he know what he was letting himself in for? Is that why he imposed his own exit plan? Which he didn't. He's lying. It's called fibbing, right? Fibbing. Partly he admits having heard Russell and Steve at work, I knew exactly how exhausting the show was. And Joe and I both have families, and that we're very glad. You were busy. I didn't want to be showrunning Doctor Who in the year my children were doing their A-level and GCSE exams. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with it? Your kids don't need you during their A-levels and GCS. What do you think you're going to do? Do you need any emotional help? No, Dad, piss off. No, I'm here to support you. No, piss off, Dad, I'm fine. I don't know, why do you think these are heavy moments for children, right? Are you ready? Are you worried that they weren't teaching them enough transgenderism in school? That could be. Just kind of compulsory in some states. Don't answer. Which they are now. I owe it to my family. I haven't seen much of them in recent years, and they got strangely happier, right? Mrs. Chibnall, when is it that you learned to sing and dance so well? And when did it? Is it? Well, I had all this joy come through me from the years of 2018 to 2022. I'm not sure what the case. Really, I think it might be connected. The Chibnalls still watch Doctor Who as a family. Blimey, that must be fun. Really? You will watch Doctor Who as a family. Oh, Dad, I don't want to. It's shit. Oh, no. You're going to watch it, and you're going to watch Stoney, and she's going to be stunning, and she's going to be brave, and you're going to love it. Okay? No, okay, that's the Chibnall family home. As a family, as he treasures a visual bookmark, of his tenure, a photo of his eldest, aged 5, in David Tennant's TARDIS, and another photo of him, now aged 18, on the set of Whittaker's ship. Okay, it's been woven into our lives, probably a bit too much to be honest. Been woven into that, probably a bit too much to be honest. It's been woven into his life since Tom Baker played the Doctor. I feel I need to check you. You have had. I feel you need to check. I feel the need to check. You have had fun in your dream job, haven't you? Anything on Doctor Who is exciting, he says, like the failure. It's the absolute crushing failure. Did you find that exciting, did you? Because, well, we didn't. He says, you have to live in the moment and enjoy it. Oh, enjoy everything, because you never, you know you're never going to do anything like this ever again. Whatever you do. What, you mean right for television? Yeah, that's a safe bet, mate. That is a pretty safe bet. In there, you are never ever going to be allowed to do it. Oh my gosh, I just noticed my beard. Okay, I'm recording this on Thursday, Wednesday, April 13th, right? Lucky April 13th. From Friday night onwards is Passover starting, and then for 33 days from then, it is verboten to get a haircut. So I'm okay with the thatch at top, but this is getting a bit bushy, baby. I've got to get that sorted out. If you see me with a big beard next week, you know it's going to get huge. Tell you know it's going to get huge is not an expression I often get to say. Really, okay. And also, you know, if I say the word huge, there's a dick joke coming, right? It's just like, it's a, oh look, he said huge, and there's a dick joke. Everything you have to live in the moment and enjoy. You're never gonna. Nevertheless, the convoluted dovetailing plotlines of a few of his episodes took some effort to follow, and that will cost him some goodwill the casual viewers that greeted Joe Whittaker's arrival. Oh, you mean like all of them? Really? Do you think that goodwill, right? That you lost all your view? God! I mean, listen, he went from 12 million to 2 million. That's not really a fair comparison. One is an overnight, one is a live viewing. I still reckon you went from less than 10 million to 2 million, right? I don't think the live view was less than 10. That's 80% of your audience. You've lost 80% of your audience. And it's not because of your convoluted plans. It's because of your absolute garbage writing, right? Even the New Year special mustered fewer than 5 million within a week of broadcast. It managed 2 million live, right? 2 million. Right? Just give a comparison to that. The lowest rated episode of the classic series was Battlefield episode 1, I believe. It was 1 or 2 that got, I think, 3.3 million live viewers. 3.3 million. So, and this is getting 2. Okay, why do you think that is? Oh, because it's too stunning and brave. Well, it could be. That would make sense. Okay, so a final broadcast from the 30.3 that turned into tennis biggest Christmas special in 2006 at the peak of Davis Imperial phase. What was he talking about? Imperial? I have no idea. Listen, that was the one with Kylie Minogue, in all fairness. You know, I think that's a bit of an unfair comparison. If these figures are the more vocal fan reactions, that'll be mine. Bother him. He's not showing it. Well, again, I mean, listen, this is a bad comparison. But it does indicate human nature. Once you've done terrible things, right? Once you've done, and you're caught bang to right with them, you're like, very few people have any remorse whatsoever. There are many stories of when allies turned up in those naughty National Socialist camps from the 1930s and 40s in 1945. And found the people in those camps where you had to concentrate very, very hard. Those camps, and they found the Germans there, and they were like, they were just like, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know, like you don't see all those dead people. It's the same thing. You're like, once you caught bang to right, people are like, who cares? In fact, there was a great line once here. What movie was that? Usual Suspects, right? When you want to find out who is the guilty one, if you've arrested a bunch of people, so let's say you've arrested a bunch of people for a single crime, you'll find everyone's like pacing in their cells, going, "Oh, I don't know, I'm scared." Apart from the person who actually did it, who's sleeping like a baby, because what else can you do? Ask how much consideration he gives the fandom. He is blunt. Absolute zero, which is absolutely what consideration we give you, mate. Absolute zero. That was advice from both Russell and Stephen. Yeah, but their advice also was don't make Doctor Who unwatchable shit. So you didn't take all their advice, did you? Swings and roundabouts. He had a vision for a 3-series arc and delivered it. But you said you changed it. Okay, and the vision, then I changed the vision, then I changed it again, then I delivered it. Okay, good. You stick to your guns there, mate. Well done. 3-series arc delivered it. In other words, such as where the Doctor's weekly release pattern is an outlier in the streaming age, is above his pay grade. Everything's above your pay grade, moron. Landing on a cliffhanger or a teaser that encouraged a return the following week is, he says, tricky to navigate in the streaming era. Really? No. Here's the thing. You make something good, people will want to watch it. It's not rocket science. You make something good, people will be interested in watching it. If you make something unwatchable garbage, people are not going to be interested in watching it. What about this is confusing you? Right? Really? And also, honestly, your the cold opening that you got rid of, well, it just made everything worse, right? Was it? And he personally navigated streaming here, and he is personally all for the box set as a viewer. Okay, all for the box set. He also acknowledges a competition in sci-fi and fantasy has never been greater. No! Your field is wide open. Wide open. Star Trek's gone. Star Wars is gone. DC Comics is gone. 2000 AD is gone, right? Marvel Comics is gone. Everything is garbage. Doctor Who is gone. The field is wide open. Wide open for fun, entertaining TV. No. You, please. But Doctor Who still has an ace. We're talking about Sociorin. An ace up its sleeve. Unlike all those Marvel shows and films, Doctor Who never ends with a punch. Okay? That's an incredible thing. Well, your Doctor can't end with a punch. He's useless. Of his alien creatures, he's proud of Swarm, Azor, and Carvanista from last year's 6-parter Flux. Okay, fair enough. Fair dues. I think all of those were good. Right? I think all of those were realised well. As well as his... No, now he's lost it. Okay, now he's lost it. As well as his debut season's baddie, Tim Shaw, the shittest villain ever, right? I would rather see the bonkers bloke from Underwater Menace. Nothing in the world can stop me now! Like that guy. I'd rather see him than Tim Bloody Shaw. And relishing placing old favourites of the Centauros in the Crimea War. That was good! That was good. He dusted off another foe for the Easter special, The Legend of the Sea Devils. I think he wants something recognisably Doctor Who so people will watch it, right? He wants to give people a hook to watch it. Because Jodie Whittaker isn't that hook, right? Jodie Whittaker is more of a terrible repulsor, Ray. That's a role for her. She should have been Rita Repulsa. She has about in her acting talent. That's who was it in the Power Rangers movie played her? What was her name? Elizabeth Banks. Elizabeth Banks played Rita Repulsa. Sorry, I'm just mixing fandoms there. I do apologise. He probably said, and Bank Holiday action adventure whoop. Sea Devils on a pirate ship, sword fighting the Doctor. What more do you want? Oh, Britain's Got Talent is what we want. as most people are gonna agree, Britain's Got Talent is what we want. There's something of an old school repertory theatre that appeals to him about... Oh, no, I'm in the wrong voice, sorry. There's something about an old school repertory theatre that appeals to him about in making the show. It takes 3 weeks to film a standard episode. Then if you're on to the next one, we've got, kept pretty much the same team throughout. Well, no, you didn't fire everybody. Okay. You see, classic Chibnall. We're into the minutiae of making TV shows now, which is kind of boring. So we got pretty much the same thing. You can go from a big pirate ship to space station or a cabin in Crimea. What I miss most is the constant delight of the other craftspeople. Brilliant work. Better than yours, mate. Much better than yours. For somebody who wrote all 24 episodes of ITV's Broadchurch. Oh, it was 8 episodes of a season, right? Chibnall's college gate approach is striking. He's democratizing his democratizing of the writing team is one of the most significant legacies. What are they talking about? I brought in black people. Okay, fine. Where Moffat anchored his series in veteran writers like Richard Curtis, he didn't write one. Frank Cottleboyce didn't write one. Frank Cottleboyce didn't write an episode of Doctor Who. Well, and Luther creator Neil Cross, Chibnall himself, his most recent era has been filled by new, diverse voices from Murdered by My Father, Vinay Patel. Oh my God! Okay, I have just reviewed what's his Demons on the Punjab. Garbage, unwatchable. I mean, really, genuinely unwatchable garbage. It did not educate at all. It's basically an episode that expects you to know everything about the partition of India and look at it from a particular angle where nobody whose skin color is in any way brown is in any way to blame for any of the race riots that ends up with anything from millions, hundreds of thousands to millions of people murdered. Okay, brown people murdered brown people, and it's white people's fault, right? That was the. In all fairness, it was somewhat white people's fault. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. But I think that brown people might also be at fault. But you know what? I think a much better way of looking at, a much nicer way, a much more, a genuine way of looking at it is, let's say it's people's fault, right? Why are we looking at their colour? A bunch of people did something bad together, right? And it's some of them are brown, some of them are white, and it's all pretty dull, and they're all pretty awful. To see the other co-writer, playwright Ella Rhodes, see opposite page. There's a swathe of amazing voices out there. Well, you haven't found any, have you? You haven't done one episode that hasn't got people to flood suicide hotlines, right? Lemming Sunday, that's what they called. It was. What's it called again? The Timeless Children, Lemming Sunday. That's, of course, a line ripped off from a Red Wolf. That's what Dave Lister described the Sunday that Arnold Rimmer was on the suicide hotline. And I'll be doing them so at this service I didn't bring them in. You lying piece of shit. Okay, you're a lying piece of shit. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel virtuous. You are what we call a virtual signaler, because you are virtue signaling, right? Some of the stories he wanted to tell, the partition of India and the protests at Rosa Parks, demanded an authenticity. There wasn't one. In either of those episodes, Rosa, okay, you're telling me that the space racist from the 50th century comes back in time 30,000 years, and he says if Rosa Parks never refused to get off the bus, black people would still be enslaved. Essentially, right? No, I don't think so. I mean, unless you're saying something intrinsic about black people and white people are much better because they're the only ones who can control anything, right? Which I don't think is a good thing to say. And I don't believe him. And the partition of India, right? Again, no brown people at fault in any way, shape, or form. And authenticity, with Chibnall having final path on each script. Stories that emerge both organically from their shared interest and the serendipity of fusing loose threads of different story ideas. David Lynch had a great quote: plan vigorously, and allow for happy accidents. Okay, your entire reign was an unhappy accident, right? A very unhappy accident. Everything on the show is that. On this show is that times 1,000. Okay, even the way he says is boring. Times 1,000. How about 1 billion? That would mean no. He's taken the elasticity of the format further than most, layering in a Doctor origin story as audacious as it is divisive. Not divisive. United fandom and the viewing public, everybody hated it. Everybody hated it. A badge of honor for any Doctor Who showrunner. Really, really. Let me ask you. Is the withdrawal of Afghanistan a badge of honor for the Biden government, or the or the war in Ukraine, or the world famine? Yeah, like any of these massive failures that will result in deaths of large portions, large denominations of people. Are any of these things good? No, I don't know. Anything badges of honor. It seems you're not doing your job if the fans all agree. We all agree. We all agreed it was shit, right? Everybody agreed it's shit. You're not carrying a vase across the room. You're going to get in there and say what you want. Okay, I'm going to get in and say what I want. You're shit. You're useless, and you shouldn't be allowed near a typewriter again. About the show and the character in the world. What did you say about the show, the character in the world? I don't think you really said much, did you? Right? Other than you're useless at your job, right? That's what you said. I don't understand the show, the character, or the world, and I'm going to do a completely different show, character, and world. It's one of the few dramas without a written Bible, and every era contains contradictions and turn left from what came before. Not really. No. Any future showrunner will ignore it or run with it. Yeah. I think we all know what the next showrunner is going to do. Davis is returning to the show for the 60th anniversary. Why? What? And how much notice did you get about that, Chibnall? Did they involve you? Did they consult you in that? No. You found out a day before it was announced. He's returning because you have destroyed it, right? With your insane, literally insane malfeasance. Man, I'm 15 minutes in. I don't think I'm going to get under an hour. Okay, I don't think it is going to come out under an hour at this point. Which will he do, does he reckon? Do you think he's going to run with it, or do you think he's going to ignore it? Oh, I fully expect Russell to ignore it. He's going to ignore it, and if he thinks he's going to ignore it, he's going to take a shit on it. Okay, that's what he's going to do. Please, Russell, take a shit on it, and it's going to be so funny. I see a lot of tears before bedtime. He better not. Oh, he's going to ignore it. I fell completely. Belly laughs. Cunt. But before we come to his successor, it's worth remembering Chibnall's desire to shake things up kicked in with the casting of the first female Doctor. Yes, we know that. Having worked with Jodie on Broadchurch, what planted the seed? Well, Olivia Colman said no, and I had to get a girl do it because it was me too, and everybody had to know how virtuous I was. Otherwise, I wouldn't be. Yeah, okay. Firstly, she's one of the greatest actors of her generation. Firstly, she's one of the greatest actors. What? Wait. Now I lost me. I mean, okay, that's caused the computer to just go, what? How? Where? What? What? Okay, there it is. Firstly, she's one of the greatest actors of her generation. What are you basing that on? Okay, I've seen her play Wives and Girlfriends and a pantomime a version of Doctor Who. I understand. She's been awful in Doctor Who. She has had no credibility whatsoever in the role, no authenticity. She's terrible. If her job is to convince you she's playing the part that she's pretending to play, she is unbelievably awful. One of the greatest actors of the generation, he declares. But I thought, and I've been guilty of this, the parts she'd taken didn't necessarily demonstrate her energy and physicality, her humour, or clown-like qualities. Well, you demonstrate her clown-like qualities. Well, I say clown. I mean more like court jester, right? Right. In addition, he recalls, she brought the Doctor in with her straight away. Her idea of Doctor fused with Crystal Lloyd as Doc Brown. Oh, really? Oh, well, that's really, back to, over here. Fused with Madonna in a trouser suit, having spent most of Broadchurch sobbing on screen, she pleaded, "Can I please not cry?" Well, no, we all did that, darling. We all did that. And Jim was saying, "I promised that she wouldn't be crying for a long time." No, that's just all of us, right? Literally just all of us. Okay. His writing has leaned into a childlike quality shared by both actor and character. When you say childlike, it means simplistic and low quality. Okay, fine. We can agree. She's like a cave. Well, I feel like I've got into a cave. And the lights come on at every moment. I don't. She's like in a cave, and the lights come. What lights are in a cave? What are you talking about, you moron? Have you ever been in a cave? There are no lights in a cave. Oh God, so painful. She's in a cave. What are you talking about? Plus the pragmatism and love of engineering and science that she has inspired young female fans. No, you haven't. Go look at my review of the Sarunga conundrum, right? Where she has a speech where she's basically going, "Oh, I love fans so much, oh!" And she has no clue what she's saying. So she has no authenticity in her performance. The greatest actor of a generation has no authenticity in her performance. I think that's what we're going to call her now, the greatest actor of a generation. I think that's just that's who she is, right? She's like the climb. Plus practice and love, blah 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 blah. Having planned an emotional journey for the discovery of the Jonas Doctor over 3 series. Wait a minute, you said you didn't plan Phasmin, which is the only thing that you planned, right? I mean, I guess you had the Timeless Child. He promises the story will wrap up in a really huge, fun, actiony, mad, heartbreaking way. And there'll be lots of laughs and tears in that final episode. You want to do everything. Oh man, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so freaking bad. The final special is all part of the BBC centenary plans, which is why the BBC is being defunded. Right, very, very clear. So expect, oh my God, 57 minutes in, still got a page to go. So expect a celebration on the broadcaster within the story he teases. They expect a celebration of the broadcaster. Really? What? Nothing says BBC more than Doctor Who. Let's say something great and make it shit. There'll be some tweets, Easter eggs, and kisses to the past. Oh my God, now you're ripping off Philip Seagull. What can he mean? The Daleks blowing? Who are the Daleks blowing, baby? Yep. The Daleks, I'm quite scared to ask who the Daleks are blowing. Daleks blowing up Alexander Paris, the master posing as Mary Whitehouse. Start formulating your theories now. After all, he says the BBC is something worth celebrating. Used to be since before arseholes like you got their bloody hands on it. I have no idea why you would want to bash the BBC. Have you ever watched your show? There's a reason why Russell E. Davies isn't going to touch anything you've ever done. What? What? Have you seen EastEnders? No, nobody bloody has anymore. Look at the amazing entertainment they pump out. The Tourist, Time. They did Time was pretty good. Jimmy McGovern. Yeah, okay. If you're an established writer, right, they won't shoehorn in a gazillion billion very underrepresented people, because there aren't that many type of those people. Oh, we need more one-legged banjo players. Why? Well, we don't have any reputation of them, but there's only 4. Doesn't matter. You don't want to hurt the feelings of a young person who's coming out as a one-legged banjo player, do you? I guess not. Everybody likes to attack it. We've had a pandemic or a massive war, and then everybody else, can you tell us the truth, please? And the BBC does that. Really? Really? Do you remember their Brexit coverage? Really? Do you remember their Trump coverage? Really? How much truth you got out there? If they told the truth, we wouldn't be in the disaster that we're living in right now, right? We just spent the last 4 years, I mean, before Biden, we spent 4 years living through manufactured crisis after manufactured crisis, with the BBC being the very manufacturer of those crises, right? And none of them were real. None of them are real. They're just moral panics, right? Muslim ban that didn't ban Muslims. George Floyd died with a lethal dose of fentanyl in the system, right? Hunter Biden laptop. Carl Rittenhouse wasn't a white supremacist. There was no Russian piss tape, right? And fine people hoax, really. Next line he says, and I hate all racists. I mean, literally. I don't know what to bloody tell you. Yeah, that's the reason we hate the bloody BBC, because it doesn't represent us. It represents cunts like you, Mr. Chibnall. That your family's praying you do another couple of bloody years so you don't hang around their house with them. They've been free for the last few years. We should never take it for granted. You have taken the BBC for granted. You have taken the paycheck you get from the BBC for granted, right? He is eager to see how Davis remodels the show and repairs it. Some of his production team are staying on for 6th anniversary. Everyone should have a big smile on their face. Well, I do. Russell is one of the elite showrunners, and who is very lucky to have him, especially on the back of It's the Tin, one of the greatest shows of all time. One of the greatest shows of all time. Why didn't it have one of the greatest actors of the generation in it? I don't know. That's weird. Oh, God. God, there she is. We're not reading the box out with Ella. Okay, here's the plan. We got a few box out. We got Ella Road box out, and Speak of the Sea Devil. Anything else? Do we have anything over here? No. Okay, we're reading those box outs on my live stream. This is going to be, if you go look back and put this out on Friday, I think it will be on my live stream on Thursday. We're going to read that. Suffice to say, though, this episode does deal with a lesbian relationship, and by some weird coincidence, Ella Road, first-time writer, is a lesbian. Yeah, she feels it's kind of strange. She's got so much work. It's almost as if she's got a fashionable identity, and doesn't matter what sort of talent she has. Him having incredible ideas and passion for it, to want to take it forward again. That's fab. No one has greater love for Doctor Who. Well, you certainly don't. What did he learn from Davis? Nothing. Certainly not how to write, right? Oh, we're over now. I want to do half an hour. Nah, not happening. Launching into a passable impression of Russell's jaunty Welsh lilt, he recalls being told of a Torchwood ensemble cast scene. He said, "I just want to." Oh, where'd he go? Come back. I just want to know what everybody in the theme thinks. Chibnall elaborates. Everybody in that room needs to have a distinct point of view. If you're making characters real, they got to have an internal. I mean, like that. This is a good idea for you. This really? Okay. Yeah, all the characters need to be characters. Oh, well, that's clever. Everything needs to have a distinct point of view, and it needs to be there in that theme. For Russell, a humanist writer and character writer, no one's ever neglected. No, that's a humanist writer and character writer. No one's ever neglected. Unlike your Doctor Who, where everybody's neglected. No one's ever denied their moment. A tiny note opens up everything. Would he dare admit that any newfound wisdom to Davis is the same? What? Any newfound wisdom to Davis? Would he dare impart any of the newfound wisdom? Yeah, go on. Go, you dare. Hey, I remember that time when Christopher Bannerman, critique Rusty Davis episode. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Having said that, however, right, last night, I wanted to watch a bit of Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who, right? So I go on my Peter Davison folder. I look at season 19. You got a run of stories there. You had, what was it, Four to Doomsday, Kinder, what's the one? The Trepolo one, the Eric Sayred Trepolo one. What was that? And there was another story. Four great stories, really great stories. Boom, 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 one after another. Right? Oh man, that was good. I watched Kinder. Okay, answer your question. I watched Kinder. So the same again to me. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I've absolutely loved it. Really, it sounds like it's been an ongoing misery for you. It's such a privilege. Few people have done it, and you're standing in the footsteps of people across 60 years now. Well, more you're standing over them, having a shit on them. So you'll be pitching news stories to him there. He then he laughed. Oh no, he hates me. He hates me and everything I've ever done. Who as Garrus as the best of Davids? Absolutely never again. Again. Really, I don't see you being invited so quickly. Clear red line, final script. I never expect to come back after working with Stephen. Really, I've turned it down a couple of times after that. I never thought I'd be off the job, and built into that is why I wanted to keep this very specific 3 seriously. You liar! Okay, you're just lying. Supervising teenagers' revision is taking up my... Why are you supervising a teenager's revision? Oh, God, you're the worst father ever. Supervising No, they do it themselves, or they fail. Oh, everybody's done it, right? Everybody's done bloody O-levels. God, there's one doing the A-levels that's done O-levels. Why do you think they need your help? No one needs your help, mate. No one needs your help. It's taking up all my time now, and there's lots of other things to write. Yeah. No, people are lining up for that. I'll happily sit back and watch. For all that it's been gorgeous all along, now it's like, oh, I remember this. This is what real life feels like, man. Oh, it has not been good. Has not been a good run. Has not been a good run on Doctor Who. So we've learned a few things. My hope to get this video done in 30 minutes was a futile one. Okay, that's the first thing we learned. Second thing we learned, really we didn't learn anything. Chris Chibnall's a moron. Okay, Chris Chibnall's a moron. I'm going to be intrigued to see if this interview differs any from his Doctor Who magazine one. Maybe it'll only be a page. Who knows? They said he had interviews in Doctor Who magazine before. Big interview, it's been like half a page. Let's see if he actually goes into details. We would like to hear the special that never was, right? Hear about it. There's a lot you could tell us that's interesting. However, sadly, you are Chris Chibnall. You're Chris Chibnall, and you couldn't tell interesting if it painted itself naked and danced in front of you, as we have seen by your turgid, awful Doctor Who. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have yourself a freaking awesome weekend.